On our website, you can get PDF learning materials for free. Please visit englist.me.
Immerse.
To become fully involved in a particular activity, to dip or submerge in a liquid, especially so that they or it are entirely covered.
Examples:
Immerse the cloth in the dye. Completely immerse the ingredient. He immersed himself in his research.
Guinea.
A former British gold coin worth 21 shillings, or a unit of currency used in some West African countries. Guinea, a republic in Western Africa on the Atlantic.
Examples:
Guinea coins. Guinea pig. The cost of the antique vase is 3 guineas.
Esquire.
A rank just below a knight in the English gentry, originally used to denote a young nobleman who was a candidate for knighthood, a title of courtesy appended to the surname of a lawyer, usually written Esq.
Examples:
Dynamic esquire. Esteemed esquire. The young esquire in training studied the ways of the court, hoping to one day join the ranks of the nobility.
Outsource.
To contract out or transfer a job, task, or service to an external organization or party, often as a cost-saving measure.
Examples:
Outsource a non-core function. Outsource to India. The company decided to outsource its IT services to a third-party provider.
Bedtime.
The time at which a person typically goes to bed and prepares to sleep, the period just before bedtime, which may involve routines or activities that are intended to promote relaxation or sleepiness.
Examples:
Bedtime meditation. Regular bedtime. Reading bedtime stories can help children relax and fall asleep faster.
Poke.
To push or prod with a sharp object or the finger.
Examples:
Poke around the desk. Poke a fire. They poked fun at each other's jokes, laughing and teasing.
Jewish.
Of or related to people whose traditional religion is Judaism.
Examples:
Jewish history. Jewish culture. My friend is a Jewish woman who celebrates Hanukkah every year.
Fundamentalist.
A person who adheres strictly to the basic principles of any subject or discipline.
Examples:
Fundamentalist church. Political fundamentalist. He is a religious fundamentalist and strictly adheres to the teachings of his faith.
Christ.
The man that Christians believe is the prophet and the Son of God, and whose life and sermons form the basis for Christianity.
Examples:
Teaching of Christ. Before Christ. Christmas is the day to celebrate the birth of Christ.
Psalm.
A song or hymn of praise to God, used in the Christian and Jewish religions.
Examples:
Psalm book. A chanted psalm. He sang a psalm in church, praising the Lord.
Shepherd.
A person who tends and guards sheep, especially in a rural area.
Examples:
Shepherd boy. Sheep without a shepherd. The shepherd's dog helped keep the sheep in line and protect them from predators.
Fruitful.
Producing good results or outcomes, productive, yielding a plentiful harvest or benefits.
Examples:
Fruitful collaboration. Fruitful conversation. After many trials and errors, the scientists' research bore a fruitful discovery.
Arcane.
Mysterious or known only by a select few.
Examples:
Arcane knowledge. Arcane subject. The arcane rituals of the secret society were known only to a select few.
Shave.
To remove body hair with a razor, to cut the price of something.
Examples:
Shave my head. Shave cheese. That supermarket tried to shave certain costs by saving electricity.
Beard.
Hair that grows on a man's face, often around the mouth and chin.
Examples:
A black beard. Shave my beard. He grew a thick beard to change his appearance.
Poly.
A prefix meaning many or much, commonly used in chemistry, biology, and other sciences to indicate a large, complex structure or molecule that is made up of repeating units, such as polyester, polymer.
Examples:
Reclosable poly bag. Biodegradable poly. We store all of our drinking water in a large poly tank on the roof of our house.
Testicle.
One of the two oval-shaped organs in men that produce sperm and testosterone. In animals, the equivalent organ responsible for producing sperm and often also regulating testosterone levels.
Examples:
Testicle injury. Swollen testicles. The athlete was hit in the testicle during the game and had to be removed.
Covet.
To strongly desire or crave something, particularly something that belongs to someone else, to have an excessive or envious desire for.
Examples:
Covet wealth. Covet fame. She couldn't help but covet her friend's designer handbag.
Pretended.
Feigned or not genuine, assumed or simulated.
Examples:
Pretended illness. Make a pretended purchase. His pretended interest soon caught everyone's attention.
Compassionate.
Feeling or showing sympathy and concern for the suffering or bad luck of others.
Examples:
A compassionate heart. Compassionate leave. My father has a serious and compassionate personality.
Dissonance.
A lack of harmony or agreement between people or things, a harsh or discordant combination of sounds.
Examples:
Cognitive dissonance. Musical dissonance. The dissonance between the two melodies created a sense of tension in the music.
Adulterer.
A person who commits adultery, which refers to married individuals who engage in sexual relationships with someone other than their spouse.
Examples:
Adulterer's confession. Accused adulterer. The novel portrayed the adulterer's remorse as he grappled with the consequences of his actions.
Robe.
A loose-fitting garment, typically a long flowing outer garment, often worn as a ceremonial or formal attire.
Examples:
Silk robe. Velvet robe. The wizard's robe was embroidered with golden stars and moons.
Pebble.
A small, smooth, rounded rock, especially one worn by the action of water.
Examples:
Drop a pebble into a pond. Pebble pathway. She picked up a pebble from the beach and put it in her pocket as a souvenir.
Retaliate.
To respond to an action or attack with a similar action, especially one that is intended to harm or punish the other person.
Examples:
Retaliate for the blow. Retaliate in a like fashion. After the other team scored, we retaliated by playing even harder and scoring 2 quick goals.
Barbarous.
Extremely brutal, savage, or cruel, uncivilized, primitive, or lacking refinement.
Examples:
Barbarous behavior. Barbarous language. Human rights groups condemned the barbarous treatment of prisoners.
Wikipedia.
An online encyclopedia that allows users to contribute and edit articles collaboratively, a vast and frequently updated repository of information on a wide range of topics.
Examples:
Wikipedia entry. Wikipedia article. Not all teachers accept citing Wikipedia as a valid source for academic papers.
Takeaway.
A message or conclusion that can be taken away from a situation or piece of information.
Examples:
Takeaway pizza. Takeaway message. The main takeaway from the meeting was the need for better communication.
Shout.
An archaic form of shall, which is used to indicate a command, a requirement, or a prediction.
Examples:
Full of thou shalt nots. List of thou shalts. Thou shalt not steal.
Vocation.
A strong feeling of suitability for a particular career or occupation, a person's employment or main occupation, seen as worthy of dedication and commitment, a calling or strong inclination toward a particular way of life.
Examples:
vocation training, artistic vocation. Her vocation as a nurse gave her great satisfaction and purpose in life.
Menstruate.
To have or experience the process in a woman's menstrual cycle during which blood and other materials are discharged from the uterus.
Examples:
menstruate regularly, failure to menstruate. The teenage girl began to menstruate last month.
Creationist.
A person who believes in the literal interpretation of religious texts, particularly the Bible, and holds that the universe and living things were created by a divine or supernatural force rather than through natural processes.
Examples:
creationist claim, creationist theory. The old earth creationist believed God created the universe and all life on earth.
Wager.
A bet or gamble, typically involving a sum of money, on the outcome of an event or situation.
Examples:
friendly wager, make a wager. I placed a wager with my friend who would win the basketball game.
Distort.
To change something's shape, appearance, or sound so that it appears weird or unclear.
Examples:
distort the facts, distort the economy. Economists contend that taxes distort consumer behavior in general.
Gymnastics.
A sport that involves feats of strength, agility, and balance, often performed on apparatus such as a balance beam or a set of parallel bars. Any physical exercise that involves movement and agility.
Examples:
gymnastics competition, gymnastics routine. Gymnastics classes are fun for kids to stay active and learn new skills.
Sprinkler.
A device that sprays water over a large area used especially for watering crops or gardens or for firefighting.
Examples:
road sprinkler, sprinkler irrigation. The sprinkler system kept the lawn green and healthy.
Thanksgiving.
An annual holiday celebrated primarily in the United States and Canada, typically observed on the fourth Thursday in November in the U.S. and on the second Monday in October in Canada, that commemorates the giving of thanks for the blessings of the previous year.
Examples:
Thanksgiving traditions, Thanksgiving parade. My family gathers together every year for Thanksgiving dinner.
Agnostic.
A person who believes that it is impossible to know whether there is a God.
Examples:
agnostic worldview, agnostic position. Her scientific background led her to be agnostic about the existence of a higher power.
Reverence.
A deep respect for someone or something.
Examples:
reverence for tradition. Pay reverence to him. The people of the village showed great reverence for the elderly.
Reverent.
Showing deep respect and admiration, often for God.
Examples:
reverent tones. Have a reverent attitude. Any critic will be reverent in speaking of the royal family.
Sabbatical.
A period of leave granted to a person for rest, travel, or other pursuits, often in academia or other professions.
Examples:
sabbatical leave. Sabbatical year. After 10 years of teaching, she took a sabbatical to travel the world.
Workaholic.
A person who is addicted to work, a person who works excessively.
Examples:
workaholic habits. Self-proclaimed workaholic. The company's founder was a notorious workaholic who spent every waking hour building the business.
Stereotype.
A fixed and unvarying idea or image that people have about what someone or something is like, but which is often not true in reality and may cause hurt and offense.
Examples:
avoid stereotype. Negative stereotypes. Changing stereotypes about LGBTQ requires considerable effort.
Evangelical.
Relating to or advocating a form of Protestant Christianity that emphasizes personal conversion and faith over religious rituals and central authority within the church.
Examples:
evangelical mission. Evangelical Christian group. The evangelical pastor delivered a powerful sermon to his congregation.
Aft.
The opposite of forward, located at or towards the rear or back of a ship, aircraft, or other vehicle.
Examples:
aft cabin. Aft view. The aft section of the ship suffered significant damage after the collision with the reef.
Preconceived.
Of an idea or opinion, formed beforehand, especially without evidence for its truth or usefulness.
Examples:
a preconceived notion. Preconceived opinions. We should start a discussion from scratch with no preconceived ideas.
Generalization.
The act of making a broad statement or conclusion based on limited information or experience, a statement that applies to a large group or category of things or people, often without considering the unique qualities or circumstances of each individual.
Examples:
hasty generalization. Generalization of the problem. It's unfair to make a generalization about an entire group of people based on stereotypes.
Pamphlet.
A small booklet that contains information or arguments about a particular subject.
Examples:
Propaganda pamphlet. Pamphlet in English. The political organization handed out pamphlets to raise awareness about their cause.
Outcast.
Excluded or rejected from a society or a particular group. Noun, a person who is excluded or rejected from a society or a home.
Examples:
Discrimination against outcast people. Social outcast. He was an outcast from the neighboring village.
Irrational.
Not based on, or not using reason or clear thinking. Mathematics, a real number that cannot be expressed as the ratio of two integers.
Examples:
An irrational request. Irrational numbers. They continued to endure irrational treatment by the dictatorship.
Worldview.
A particular philosophy or cognitive orientation of life or conception of the world.
Examples:
Mainstream worldview. The worldview of the ancient civilization. The war between the two countries was also a battle between competing worldviews.
Martian.
Of or relating to Mars or its imaginary inhabitants.
Examples:
Martian geography. Martian surface. There is very little water in the Martian atmosphere.
Cafeteria.
A restaurant where customers serve themselves from a counter and pay for what they have taken, often found in factories, colleges, hospitals, etc.
Examples:
Cafeteria lunch. Office cafeteria. The university's cafeteria was busy with students and staff grabbing a quick lunch.
Denigrate.
To speak of or treat someone or something that is perceived as low or inferior in a derogatory or critical manner.
Examples:
Denigrate his reputation. Denigrate a student's intelligence. It's not fair to denigrate a whole group of people based on a stereotype.
Heave.
To lift or hoist something heavy with effort. To throw or hurl something, often with force. To rise or fall with a rhythmic motion, as in the heaving of the sea.
Examples:
Heave a sigh. Heave a boulder. The workers had to heave the heavy equipment up the staircase to the top floor.
Intolerant.
The inability or refusal to accept or respect views, beliefs, or behavior that differ from someone's own, unable to eat food without adverse effects.
Examples:
An intolerant person. Intolerant of criticism. His intolerant attitude towards other cultures made it difficult for him to get along with others.
Hail.
To call out to someone to get their attention, often from a distance, to greet or welcome someone, especially with enthusiasm or admiration. Noun, precipitation in the form of small balls or lumps of ice that fall from the sky.
Examples:
Hail the victorious team with cheers. Hail forecast. People in the area were forced to hail a taxi due to the lack of public transportation options.